a couple moments before we say Shavua Tov. We still have a couple. You actually have until Tuesday to make Havdalah. And as usual, we're going to start with a sweet story. The stories I've told a few times are from a book called Creating Angels, Stories of Tzedakah. As Shabbat goes out, as you enter Shabbat, you get a second soul. And Shabbat goes out, it's nice to try to create an extra angel in our midst. So I think that's what these stories are about. So this is a story about a couple named Mendel and Golda, who live in a town called Belz in Poland. And they have three beautiful daughters, but Mendel is very aware that there's never going to have enough money to have a dowry for each of the three daughters. And so his wife Golda says to him, Mendel, go to the town of Mezbich and meet with the great rabbi, the Baal Shem Tov. See what he has to say. So Mendel travels to the town of Mezbich, and the Baal Shem Tov, the great rabbi, greets him warmly. And in an instant, the Baal Shem Tov says to Mendel, go to the town of Ger. And there's a river called the Vistula River. There's a bridge that goes over the river, and just below the bridge, dig under there, and you'll find a treasure of silver and gold. And so that's what Mendel does. He goes to the town of Ger, and he finds the river and the bridge over the Vistula River, and he's ready to start digging. And from a short distance away, he hears a voice calling to him, Mendel. Mendel. And the voice sounds familiar. Mendel looks up and he sees his old friend, Simcha. And Simcha's like, wow, Mendel, it's so great to see you. It's been a long time. Like, what are you doing here? And what's new? What's with the shovel? And Mendel says, Simcha, it's great to see you too. You're not going to believe this. I had this crazy experience with the rabbi, Baal Shem Tov, in Mezbich. He said to me, go to Ger and to this spot at the Vistula River and dig, and you'll find a treasure. And Simcha, sort of a little bit sarcastic, but he smiles and smirks and says, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe it. Last night I had a dream, Mendel. This is what Simcha was saying. I had a dream, Mendel, in which I was digging up a treasure of a black kitchen stove that had black and white tiles on a street with the shoemaker in the town of Belz. And you're not going to believe it. I was digging up a treasure, and Simcha was laughing and laughing and laughing. And by the time Simcha kind of collected himself and was looking for Mendel's reaction, Mendel was gone, because Mendel realized that the kitchen stove that Simcha described was his own kitchen stove. So Mendel goes back, walks fast, travels back to the town of Ger, and to town of Belz, and he gets to his home, his little home, and it's late at night, and his wife and three daughters are asleep, and he starts to dig under his black stove with black and white tiles. Lo and behold, he finds a treasure with gold and silver coins. And the next morning, the daughters and wife wake up, and they're all excited, and they decide they're going to divide the gold and silver coins into 4 piles. One pile is for a dowry for each of their 3 daughters, and one pile is for Golda and Mendel to, be comfortable. And everyone's feeling so excited and festive, and it's wonderful, except Mendel actually is not feeling so good. He's feeling guilty. He's like, I would never have had this treasure if my friend Simcha hadn't told me about his dream. He tells his wife, and he says, Golda, I have to take 10% of our treasure back to Simcha. So he collects his stuff. He starts the trip to go from Belz to Ger. He's about halfway into the trip, and around the bend, he hears a voice calling to him. It's like, whose voice is this? It sounds familiar. Of course, it's Simcha's voice. They meet about halfway in between their 2 homes, and Simcha says, Mendel, you're not going to believe this, but when you left the Vistula River at the bridge below, I was digging and I found this incredible treasure. In my family, we've been living so well, and I felt guilty. I felt like I had to bring you 10% a tithe. And Mendel is silent, he's speechless, and Simcha's feeling feeling like, oh, maybe I'm being cheap by only offering him 10%. And Simcha says, well, Mendel, if you think 10% is not enough, I'll give you 20%. At which moment, the moment Mendel says, no, Simcha, you don't understand how insane this is. It's crazy. I had the same experience. I found under my stove this treasure, and I felt so guilty. I have 10% for you. They look at each other like, well, what do? We have all this money. And Simcha says to Mendel, you have 3 daughters, right? I have a son. Why don't we make a shidduch, and my son will marry one of your daughters? They love the idea. And Mendel says, yes, I love the idea, but let's go talk to the Baal Shem Tov in Mezbich. Let's go back to Mezbich. So they go to Mezbich, and of course the rabbi greets them, and he as soon as he sees them, the Baal Shem Tov, his face lights up, and he says to them, this is a match in heaven. And they look at each other, they're not really clear. How does the rabbi know what we're about to tell them? They said nothing to the Baal Shem Tov. And he says, this is a match in heaven? Is the rabbi talking the fact that Simcha and Mendel connected with each other, or that they decided to bring their daughter and son together? Anyway, the Baal Shem Tov says to the 2 of them, both of you have been blessed, but you must make sure you use your wealth only for the good. Treat this gift as money that's been put into your trust for safekeeping. And then if you do that, you'll continue forever to be blessed. Oh, that's great, but what does it mean? So Baal Shem Tov adds one final thing. He says, Mendel, you have 3 daughters. I want you to go find an orphan girl, and you're going to pay for a beautiful wedding for this orphan girl. And Simcha, you have a son. I want you to go find an orphan boy, and the 2 of you are going to pay for this beautiful wedding between the 2 of these 2 orphan children. And a week after their wedding, the wedding of your children is going to happen as well. But make sure that the wedding for your children is no more beautiful than the wedding for the orphan boy and the orphan girl. And that's what happened. And that, I think, is a story about creating angels. Thank you.
So we are going to do something a little different tonight. We are actually, before going into Havdalah, we're going to offer the mourners Kaddish, giving some members of our community the ability to be saying Kaddish with us. An invisible minion, but we know you're there, and thinking of the blessed memories of those who have given so much, just like those angels. So feel free to join if there's a name that you're thinking of with Kaddish Yatom. And if it's your custom to rise, you can do so. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala ubizman karib v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam l'almei almaya. Yitparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha brichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran bi'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring that harmony to all of us, to all Israel, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, to all humankind. Say
Amen.
And now Havdalah, slightly down. We'll begin with our own little Hine El Yeshuati, and then go into the melody that you know. Hine El Yeshuati, Heftach velo echad, Ki ozi v'zimratya, Vayehi li l'shua, Ushaktem ha'im b'sason b'mayne ha'yeshua, L'Adonai ha'yeshua, l'amcha v'chatachasena. Adonai tzevaot, Imanu Mizgab Lanu Elohei Yaakov Sela Adonai Tzevaot Asher Adam Boteach Ba Adonai Hoshia Melech Yaneinu V'Yom Koreinu LaYehudim Hayta Ora V'Simcha V'Sason V'Ikar Ken Tiyeh Lanu Kos Yeshuot Esau V'Shem Adonai Ekra Kos Yeshuot Esau V'Shem Adonai Ekra. Holding up a cup of salvation. Maybe think of something sweet and good that this Shabbat brought to you, some sweetness you can bring into the week. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei peri hagafen, borei peri hagafen. Yai lai la 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 la, yai lai la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Borei minei besamim.
Borei minei besamim. Borei minei besamim. Yai lai la 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 la, yai lai la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Borei meorei ha'esh.
Borei meorei ha'esh. Borei meorei ha'esh. Yai lai la 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 la, yai lai la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Hamavdil
Ben kodesh lechol, ben or lechoshet, ben Yisrael le'amim, ben yom hashvi'i l'sheshet yemei hamaseh. Baruch atah Adonai Amavdil ben kodesh lechol. Amavdil ben kodesh lechol. Chatotenu yimchol. Zorenu v'chaspenu yamber kachol. V'chakochavim balayla. Eliyahu hanavi. Eliyahu Atishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Agiladi, Bimera beyamenu, Yavo aleinu, Imashiach ben David, Imashiach ben David. Eliyahu hanavi, Eliyahu atishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu agiladi. Shavua tov.
Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. Shavua Tov, friends. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy Sunday, the rest of the weekend, and
Whatever's coming your way.
exactly.
See you soon.
God bless you all.
Shavua Tov.